Hello everyone, welcome back to Crafting with Janine. Today in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make these super cute beaded bottle cap bow centers. They are so cute, so much fun to make. They could take the simplest of bow and turn it into something amazing. Like this one I did is the triple pinch deal here with a little one on top. This one's the double twisted boutique bow with one in the middle. Just take them and change it up. I wanted to try to find something different. I've been looking for different things to do, and when I was starting on my beaded center venture, I tried this and it came out and it's amazing. So we're gonna jump in and get to it. So for these, you're gonna need your bottle cap image, whichever one you choose. I am using this Doc McStuffins here. And so how I do that is I just cut out my image like normal with my punch. And then I take my epoxy dot and I just put it over the top of the image. Just like that. Centered it over. Give a good push to the back of it, just to get it all stuck on there so there's no air bubbles or anything underneath it. And then we set that off to the side. And since she's purple, I'm going to do this one in purple and white. But the sky's the limit on anything you can do. Pretty much like this one, I did two colors, two different purples with that Vampirina there. And this one I did the rainbow with the Rainbow Bright. And just kind of try to match the colors so that it all flows well. I'm going to do a single color on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my beads out and lay them out on my mat. And then set that off to the side for now. So I'm doing this with the purple and the white. Colors are not super important to focus on. And then I'm using a size 12 beading needle for this and my 6-pound Fireline beading thread. Now for how much thread I use, I kind of just spread my arms out. Now I know some people are taller and everything else, so I want to say it could be somewhere around a yard, 3 feet of thread, something like that. Maybe a little less, a little bit more. So then in my last video, I posted a video on the tools and supplies and everything that you need. For this one, I'm using the Toho beads, and I do have a bead count for the Toho and the check beads. Those are the two types of beads that I prefer to work with myself. You'll have to figure out which ones you like the best based off of the information I gave in that last video. But right here, what I was doing is I was just taking my pliers and flattening out the edge of the thread, because these these beading needles, the eyes are really small. So in order to go through, I just make sure it's flat enough to go through the eye of the needle, and then I just pull it through like that amount, and that's how we thread our needle. We do not knot the ends of this thread. We're just gonna pull it through, and I don't double it. It's just a single with just a little bit left over on the edge, just so that it doesn't come out through the eye. So for this, with the Toho beads, I have figured out that it takes a total of 54 beads to create this inner circle. And that's the first thing we're going to do, is create this inner circle. So we need 54 beads. So since I used 2 of the white and then 1 of the color all the way through, I figured that it is 18 of my color beads that I need, And it's easier to count out the 18 and pull them off to the side than to count 54 altogether. So that's what I do. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Just push those up so I don't mix them up. So I have 18 off to the side here. And and when I finish all of these, I know I have my circle. So how I start it is I pick up 2 of my white and then 1 of my color. And then I just keep doing that until I have all of my color on my thread. And then when I get a good amount on my needle, I just slide it down some. So it's kind of like that. So all I'm doing is going 2 and 1 until I've got all of my color bead on my thread. And then we slide it down. Almost there. Just grabbing my 2 whites, 1 color. 2 whites, 1 color. Let me go all the way down. 2 whites, 1 color. Just slide it down. So we're starting to come across, and I know the focus on it is a little bit funky, and I'm sorry, it's because of the way the zoom in my camera is not a fan of being super close. And almost done. 2 more whites, and then the 1 last color. Stay on my needle. Okay. So now I have all 54 beads on my thread, and I'm going to slide them down almost to the end, but not all the way. You want to leave about, and I just slid a white one right off. You want to leave about, roughly about that much, I don't know, 6 inches, a little less, a little bit more on the end for a tail, just so you have knot. So when I go to do my knot is I take it and I cross them over, and then I come through with my needle once, and then I'm going to do it again, and it's called a surgeon's knot. It just kind of helps that first one kind of stay in place and not come undone. And then I pull it just a little tight, not all the way because it'll mess up. And then I'm going to do 1 regular knot. And then I'm going to pull that all tight until my 2 beads meet up. Like so. And there we have that. And then I'm going to give it 1 more knot just to secure. So then we have our circle, and that's our initial circle to start. So I have it, and this right here where my knot is in the middle, this purple one was the last bead that I put on. So I'm going to go through these 2 white ones and this next pink one on the side of it. So we're going to go through the 2 white and through the purple, my bad, my colored one. Like that, how you see my needle, sorry about the focus. And I'll pull that all the way through. And I'm going to take this tail and kind of hold it off to the side while we get this first round done. So now that I'm coming out of the side of the colored one, I'm going to pick up one color, one white, and one color so that I have that on my needle. Come on, focus. I know it's going to be a little bit tricky. And then I'm going to come back through that purple, then the next two whites, and the next color next to it. Like this. So we're going to pull it all the way tight. So you have that look right there. And we're going to do that all the way around the circle. So we're going to go color, white, color, through the one, back around, and then back through the two next, and out the one color. So we have that. And we're going to continue this all the way around the circle. Now, for this one is with the Toho beads. Like I said, it's 54 total beads with the Toho to get the circle just right with it. You can do as many colors as you want. You don't have to do the white or the one color like I'm doing here. You can do as many. My advice to you is to keep it even with a divider of 18. So it's kind of like a little math lesson. But whatever number of colors you want to do should all divide evenly into 18. So like I'm doing one color, obviously 1 and 18 go in evenly. You could do 2 colors, you can do 3 colors, and you can do 6 colors, because those all go into 18 evenly. And that's how you want it to go, because you want your pattern to be even all the way around. If you try to do any other combination of colors, your pattern won't look uniform all the way around the circle. So that's a little bit. With the check beads, because they're a little bit smaller, it's actually 60 total beads, and you end up using 20 of the colors. So your number is a little bit different from there on which you can use if you're going to use the check beads. Like I said, with the Tohos, it's 18. So, and we're going around the circle. And I think I'm going to do one more with you just to see. And I know I'm moving through it as I'm talking, and my focus is not cooperating. Trying not to throw it off, but it's not so easy when you're zoomed in to keep the focus in place. So we're going around, just picking up my 2 color, my 1 white, and my 2 color, going back through and then through the next 2. We're just going to do that all the way around until we get to the end. But these are so much fun to make, and I hope you guys have as much fun as I do with them, because the creativity is all up to you on it. So it's one more, and I'm going back through the purple, and the focus decides to fade. Like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish all the way around, and when I get to the end, I'll be back and show you how we finish. I'll be back, right back. Okay, I've got my last 2 to go. So 1 color, 1 white, 1 color, through and through. And I got a little hung up. There we go. And then color, white, color. Okay, so on this next one, where I pop out the next color, this last one, I'm only going to come through this back through this purple, and through the next 2 white ones. come up through like that, where I'm coming out the white one. And then I'm going to pull that. So now that I have that, and I've gone all the way around my circle with that first row, I could cut this little tail off, because now I'm secure enough that I could cut the tail and nothing's going to happen. So I just cut my little tail. And so my next step is I'm coming out of this white one here, and I'm going to come up through this purple one here. So I'm like this, and I know I keep moving the mat and everything else. So we're like this, coming up through that purple. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up 3 of my color, and I'm going to skip over this white one and go through that purple one there and pull it through so that I have this 6-petal flower look. And then I'm going to come up through the purple next to it. And I'm going to continue to work around the circle that way. So we're going to pick up 3 onto our needle, go down the purple, and then up the purple. And because I'm right-handed, I go around towards the left. Counterclockwise. I know it's like different than most things, but I'm not sure how that works. But that's generally how I go, is around that way. So I'm just going to that side of everything, pulling tight as I go through, and then as it starts to form, it starts to make these flowers all the way around. So that's all I'm doing, is picking up 3 of the color, and then going down through a purple and up through the next purple. And we're pulling it tight as we go. So you pick up 3, and we go down the purple and up. I'm going to try to zoom in for you guys, and hopefully it doesn't mess it up some, just so you can see a little bit better on what I'm doing and keep my hands in the shot. So we're going 3 on our needle, and then we're going through this purple one here, coming down, and then I'm going up through this next purple one here. Come in, without getting all tangled up like I did. And then we pull it tight. So we're starting to achieve our flowers around. So we're going to go 3, and then down and up. And then we go 3, down, and up. 3, down, and up. So now that we have that pretty good, I'm going to continue. I'm going to pause, continue, and then come back and show you how we finish it off. I will be right back. Alright, I am back. Sorry about the jumpy. I've got a thumper puppy right here shaking my floor. So I am back, and I'm on the last one. So we're going to go through the same thing, and then pick up our 3, and then back down, just like so. So now we have that. So now on this last step, I'm going to go up the next purple, but I'm going to go all the way around the circle of the flower. So we're going to come through. I'm going to pull it tight, and we're going to work our way back through all of these beads in the flower till I come out the bottom. So if you can get it in one motion like I did, that's great. If not, you can go through each individual bead to get it there, but I'm coming out the bottom. So now I can zoom back out and show you the finishing steps. So let me zoom you back out, and there's that. So the next step you're going to want is a piece of felt, and it doesn't matter what kind of felt. I'm using this like stiffer one, but you can use regular felt, but this is what I have on hand. So it's roughly about 1.5 inches square, give or take. The reason why we want it like that is because we're going to sew this to the felt. So we want the square big enough so that we keep our circle and that you secure it really well to the felt, because the felt is what's going to help us glue it to put our bottle cap image on it and glue it to our bow. So I just kind of stick my needle down, get it secured in place there. Then I kind of just use my fingers to hold it. And I don't go every single one. I will skip a couple and then holding it still if my fingers will work for me. Today is not a great day. I will try to come up as close as possible right next to the beads so that I can keep it in a circle but also secure it. And then I want my string to end up in the middle of 2 beads. So that's why I put my thread the way I do. So I'm just going around my circle and securing down each side. Like that. I'm trying to keep it in a circle. Like, you don't want it to get like distorted or anything. You want to try to keep it in as much of a circle as you possibly can. Just keeping my thread in between 2 beads. Getting as close as I possibly can to them. And I'm just going all the way around my circle, trying to keep it as much in a circle as I possibly can. Just making sure I get it, keeping it in a circle and going all the way around. One more and I've got it secured. And there we go. And I've got it secured to my felt. So now what I do is I just pretty much just go up and down a few times, crisscrossing my thread just to secure it so nothing comes pulled out, unraveled, or anything else like that. Just going up and down, making like a crisscross pattern. Just helps it basically secure the thread so nothing comes unraveled, undone. Since these are going on hair bows, we want to make it as secure as we possibly can. And this is the best way to make sure it stays. Crisscrossing over your thread. so that it doesn't pull. And then I'm just going to give it one good knot back here. I stabbed myself with my needle. Like that. And we give a snip. And we have this. So now the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to like prop up my my flowers here. Because I want to trim around. But what I want to make sure I don't do is, you can't really tell in the video very well, my thread in the back. So what I'm going to try to do is not cut my thread in the back that's securing it, but trim around behind the flowers just enough so you can't see the felt. We want to make the flowers look like they're floating, not sitting on top of something. Like that. So they look like they're floating there. And then what I do is, with as thin a layer as I can, I come in with my glue on the felt. And I put some glue on my felt. And then I take my image and just pop it right in the center. And everything fits, everything looks good. And all that. And then I just choose my bow, make my bow, and put it on there. So easy, so cute, so fun to make. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. We love to see those thumbs up on there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Super fun to make. All the good stuff, and there'll be more beaded bow center videos to come. And like I said, the last video where I talked about all the different beads and tools will be linked in the description below, as well as a link to my Facebook group with an amazing group of people, and it's a place where I share all my videos as well. And again, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe, and please let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more videos like this. I have a bunch more beaded bow centers coming your way, so please keep a lookout for them. And as always, happy crafting!